The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Modern Fantasy, the brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, $50 bonus funds. Use promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It is currently Monday evening or afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, September 1st, around 5:40 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Scott Rochelle, once again joined by Dylan Rockford to break down the games here for the Tuesday card. Labor Day, so definitely a decent amount of games today, decent amount of day games overall. Dylan, I know that you had a barbecue that you were at, so how'd that go?
It was good. A lot of hot dogs. How many hot dogs, over under, do you think I had?
Well, it's a family barbecue, so you don't want to overdo it because then your relatives will start commenting, and that's annoying. So I'll set the over-under. It's either 2.5 or 3.5, but I'm going to say you had 3.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, you're sharp. Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go.
Exactly that. So, and you're right, because I was at my grandma's, and she goes, Dylan, you're eating a lot. And I was, and low-key, Sky, I was like, I could have one more. I was like, I'm full.
That's how it always is at barbecues. You don't want to be that guy that overindulges, but you definitely could have another one.
Oh, I could definitely, yeah. So it was good, though. Beautiful weather we've been having. It's like the perfect weather. It's like 70 degrees, light breeze. It's fall. So college football's been good, low-key. Have my first draft. Look, I got a cheat sheet.
Nice.
Have my first draft for fantasy tonight, so pray for me.
I'm rooting for you. I had my draft, I think it was a couple days ago, and it was fine.
ESPN?
Whatever. No, Yahoo. We're a strict Yahoo league. Yeah, Yahoo thinks my draft sucks, but to be honest, the pre-draft valuation never actually works out anyway. Yeah. I've had many teams that have gotten like A grades, whatever, and you go 3-12 or 3-11. It doesn't matter.
Last year they gave me an F, and I finished in second place.
Yeah, there you go. Like the pre-draft stuff doesn't mean anything, so we'll see what happens. But either way, it should be fun having the NFL starting off later this week. Of course, you have college football, which took place all weekend, and tonight, because you have Belichick coaching his first game there with North Carolina. But I do want to ask you an important question, because I had a debate with my friend when we went to Parks over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'll ask you, what do you prefer on a hot dog? Are you a hot sauce guy, a ketchup guy? What's your go-to condiment?
Ketchup and mustard.
Okay. So I had a poll, which was basically a debate between my friend and I, on if people prefer hot sauce or ketchup. Now, for the record, both of us don't like ketchup. Both of us are very pro hot sauce, but I thought most people would still like ketchup. Apparently, I overestimated ketchup stock because hot sauce won the poll, and I'm kind of shocked by it. So
every time I put ketchup on hot dog, everyone looks at me sideways.
So I have been anti-ketchup basically out of the womb. I've never been a ketchup fan at all.
Not even on like your French fries?
I hate ketchup. No, I've never been a ketchup guy. I will go for siracha or hot sauce every time. Yeah. But my friend agrees with me that he likes even more hot sauce than I do. But we're very much anti-ketchup. But I assumed that everybody loves ketchup because it's constantly on every single table. When you go out to dinner, when you're trying to get something, there's always ketchup there. So I assume that a lot of people like it. Apparently, it's overrated. That's one thing I discovered from my poll over the weekend. But apparently, ketchup stock, overrated. That's what I learned.
Yeah, I realized more younger kids or generation like ketchup, but the old, like my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, not ketchup fans at all. And I understand it. I like it, but it can't be the only thing I have on it. That's where I like.
Yeah, you're mixing it. That's fine. But still, that involves some form of ketchup. And I feel like I thought everybody besides me basically liked ketchup. And apparently there's a growing dislike of it, which I did not really see coming.
But I am very pro hot sauce. Hot sauce is great.
Yeah, I love hot sauce too. But I don't know. I thought ketchup would win the poll because I thought it's a safe option as a condiment. But people like to live dangerously in my follower group, and I appreciate that.
Are you a relish guy?
I don't mind it here and there, but for the most part, I'm honestly fine with sriracha. I don't mind a spicy mayo. I think spicy mayo is underrated. I think that's good too. But no, I kind of keep it simple.
Yeah, I agree. I think relish is a little too much for me.
Yeah, makes sense. But either way, wanted to ask you because I was just curious. But anyway, before we get into any of the actual game breakdowns for Tuesday, reminder that we have a brand new free roll contest for the NFL season, and it's free to enter, of course. You're picking every NFL game ATS. $3K for first place, $4K if you are a member, of the Patreon. So don't forget to check out the free roll contest at sportsgamble.com/free roll. Plus, we have a nice discount code on the merch store, a quarter off everything in the merch store with the code football. So make sure you check out the MLB Gambling Podcast, the Tennis Gambling Podcast, all the shows in the network. There's merchandise. It's all applicable for the discount code. So once again, use the code football for a quarter off everything in the merch store. Plus, a reminder, we do have our own Survivor contest, $100 entry fee. So winner take all at sportsgamble.com/survivor to enter our Survivor contest. Moving on to the actual games here for Tuesday, starting off with the Dodgers taking on the Pirates. A rare game where the Dodgers are mentioned first, but no day games. The first game's actually going to be taking place at 6:40 p.m., so no baseball. You have time to get your bets. For this one, you have Kershaw taking on Molodzinski for this one. Dodgers are minus 180. You have the Pirates at around plus 150. For the over-under, I see 8.5. For the run line, Dodgers minus 1.5 minus 110. And, of course, it is minus 110 the other way. Now, we know the Pirates stink. They're 16 games under, but they are 9 over at home. So they're actually very good at home in PNC. On the road, not so much. Now, Kershaw has been amazing since being the recipient of an all-star spot because he's allowed a really, I'd say, limited number of runs recently. His last 5 starts, 28 2/3 innings, a 1.88 ERA. Now, the Dodgers have been kind of up and down lately. Feels like we've said that about them for a while. I believe right now they are 1 or 2 games ahead of San Diego for first place, but I like Kershaw in this game. You can argue maybe the run line in the first 5 is a bit juicy because it probably is going to be around like minus 135 maybe, give or take, but I like it. I think Kershaw pitches well here. I think the Dodgers win comfortably. I get it's annoying because this team's bullpen can find ways to blow games, but I do think Molodzinski is fine. His numbers are okay. Doesn't go much distance. I think Kershaw pitches him. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5.
Yeah, I don't mind the Dodgers here either. I made him a big favorite on the road. Kershaw's been great away from LA, 2.68 ERA. He's only given up more than 1 run one time in his last 5 starts. Dodgers are 5-0 in those 5 games. He's been great actually in general in the month of August. I also think this is a really good matchup for him as well against Pittsburgh. They're not the best. They stink against left-handed pitching. Pittsburgh. They have been playing better as of late, but I think going against a really good Kershaw, I think he's going to do a good job limiting the offense for Pittsburgh. So I could get on the Dodgers run line here, but maybe another way to play probably Pittsburgh team total under. I just really don't expect them to score a lot of runs in this spot. So like Dodgers, like Pirates team total under as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. The question, though, that I think I was really wondering is how much do I want to lay this number with the Dodgers on the road? Because we know that the Dodgers this season are exactly 500 on the road. So similar to the Pirates in the same respect. They're really good at home, really average or bad on the road. So it's not exactly, once again, a great spot for me, but I do think Kershaw's earned enough trust, in my opinion. So I'll go with them on the run line for this one. Moving on to the next game, you have the Mets taking on the Tigers. You have McLean against we don't know. For the pricing, though, we have lines. We have the Mets minus 130. I see potentially Gibson Long going, but I don't know if it's accurate or not, as the Tigers are plus 110. For the over-under, I see 8.5. High-scoring game today. Mets did win 10-8. Now, the Mets, we know, had a pretty rough weekend series against the Marlins, which I'm assuming you don't want to talk about. It's fine. McLean's been very good, though, so I think I'm going to go with them, minus 130. I don't know who's going for Detroit, and Detroit recently has not really been playing great baseball. They've been a pretty streaky team into the back half of the season. They've won a bunch in a row, lost a bunch in a row, and right now they have lost, I believe it is 7 of their last 9. Not a fan of the form. Give me the Mets minus 130.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Case at Myers, but now I'm seeing Gibson Long going for them. But regardless, I like the Mets here at home. I made them a minus 130 favorite, so it's right at my number. I think getting past that is a little too much here on the road, but we talked about it before we went live, Scott. The offense hasn't really been the problem. It's been the pitching. I mean, offensively in the month of August, they've had one of their best months in franchise history. It's just the ERA is over 5, and they could finally get it going and find some rhythm in that bullpen. I think they'd be all right. And, I don't like what I've seen from Detroit here. They're not scoring a bunch of runs this past week or so. No, they opened up 8 runs here today, but I would actually look towards a lower scoring game. Maybe first 5 unders. Winds are blowing in as well. kind of eliminate the bullpens, I probably would take the Mets first 5. This kid, Nolan McClain, he is just nails. He's so good for the Mets right now. So if David Peterson and Kodai Senga are watching, this is exactly what we need right now out of him. So, and Sean Manaea, he's terrible too. So I love the kid. I think he's really good. I think he would really limit the Detroit's bats right now. So maybe Mets first 5, but minus 130 is getting up there in price, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. The total might be an overreaction what we saw today. And McLean's been nasty. Like, he's really, really good. So I don't mind that angle for a potentially lower scoring game. But I'll go with the Mets, even though we both know they can cause you some pain once you actually trust them. We'll see what happens.
And thank you for not wanting me to talk about the Miami series. That was terrible.
I wasn't going to. Fun fact, though, you know how we all have some players that in different sports, when we watch them, they're terrible, and we don't watch them, they're amazing?
Yeah.
Do you have one player that comes to mind? Any sport.
When I watch them, they're good. When I don't,
no. When you watch them, they're terrible. But when you don't watch them, they're really good. The opposite.
Yeah, I can't think of one off. It will come to me during the show, but I'm assuming you do.
I do. It's Edwin Diaz.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Edwin Diaz, I understand, is having a very, very good year.
Yeah.
But every time I've watched him in my entire life, I think he's absolutely horrific. And every time he's on and I'm watching him play, there's 2 runners on base, and somebody's going to score. Every time I watch the Mets play, and it's a close game. So I'm in Park Sportsbook. I turn around, and the Marlins destroy him in the 9th inning to blow the game open on Saturday. And, of course, I was watching it. Every time I watch Diaz pitch, he's terrible. Every time. And yet, every time I don't, because I don't watch many Mets games, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or I don't watch Diaz pitch because usually I have props, and I'm watching batters. But, no, Diaz has always been really, really bad whenever I watch him pitch. So that's the first guy that I could think of. I think that he's just a guy who knows when I'm watching and tanks. That's my thoughts. That's my conspiracy theory.
I think it's Freddie Peralta for me.
So every time you watch him, he's terrible, but every time you don't, he's very good.
He's very good. So
yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. I mean, he's having a great year. I've barely watched him either, but that's fine.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, but he's had a great year. But yeah, my answer is Edwin Diaz, who was once again really bad over the weekend, and of course I was watching. That's kind of my thoughts there. I got Edwin Diaz as my number 1 choice for that.
Fair.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, though, we're looking at the Blue Jays taking on the Reds. You have Berrios against Lodolo. Now, for this one, you're looking at the Blue Jays, who are basically a pick'em. Dogs in some spots or a pick'em, but either way, I'll say minus 110 on both sides. For the over-under, I see 9 or 8.5 in this game. Crazy opener to the series today, where the Reds were coasting behind a great start from Hunter Green. Then they blew it, because of course they did. The Blue Jays scored 3 runs in the 9th inning to take a 4-1 lead, or 4-2 lead, and they blew it in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Reds came back and they won. So apologies if you had the under in that game. 9 as a final total is disgusting, with 6 runs in the 9th inning. But the Blue Jays, once again, are stumbling. And the Yankees are kind of sneaking, them and the Red Sox are sneaking to striking distance.
You think they're going to blow it?
They might.
Yeah.
It does not look good. For Toronto right now. And the bullpen, especially the 9th inning, has been a problem. Hoffman's been really bad.
Hoffman's been so bad.
They tried a little today with somebody else, and that didn't work either. So I don't actually know. But it's not looking good right now for Toronto. But nice win there for the Reds. So for this game, once again, Lodolo has been great this season, and you're looking at Berrios, who's been pretty good too. I think I like the first 5 under. I don't trust the bullpens at all as the, I'd say, main takeaway from the opener in this series. But Berrios, I think, is fine, and Lodolo we know is really good. Give me the first 5 under in this game. 8.5 does feel pretty high for a total. I get it, though, because it's in Cincinnati. You see a 9 available. I'll go with the under 9, but maybe first 5 under 4.5, and that's appealing too. But I think the under is where I'm going.
Yeah, I don't mind the under. I feel like 9 is a little high. I just can't back the Reds. I know they won. They've been terrible, even at home.
They won today, but it's been a mess for Cincinnati for the last couple of weeks.
Just offensively, I just think they're broken. Nick Lodolo has actually been better on the road than at home, so I really don't even want to back him in Cincinnati. And I really don't. In general, I'm not a Jose Berrios fan, but he's not terrible on the road. I just worry about the offense. It was actually a good sign that they came back and fought back and took the lead for Toronto. They've kind of cooled down a bit. I would agree with that. I am worried that they might blow this blow this lead in the AL East. I do still think they have a better offense in general than Cincinnati. And, the Blue Jays, they usually win the games on the road for Jose Barrios. 6-1 straight up in his last 7 road starts.
That's kind of why I was ignoring the side, but I thought it might just be a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I agree. My total did come out to 8.6, so I don't mind a 9. 9 is probably at my point, but yeah, I don't mind an under, but I'm going to take the Blue Jays here. I do think they're the right side.
All right, moving on to the next game, Guardians taking on the Red Sox. For this one, you're looking at a matchup between Ciccone and Crochet. The Red Sox minus 250, the Guardians are plus 205. For the over-under in this one, I see 8. For the run line, for the Red Sox here, minus 1.5 is minus 111. I see the Guardians plus 1.5 is minus 108. So, look, Crochet's been great. He might not win the Cy Young, but he has been amazing. So no matter what happens, if Scooball gets it, props to a very solid season for Crochet. And we'll see what happens from that point forward. But for Ciccone, he has been pretty underwhelming lately. His last 4 starts, he has gone a total of 13 2/3 innings. Actually, no, sorry, he's gone more than that. He has gone, that's 12, 15. He's gone 19 2/3 innings, and he has allowed a total of 18 earned runs. Or 18 runs, I mean. He's been terrible. Give me the Red Sox minus 1.5. The Guardians can't hit. I don't like their pitcher, and they're against an elite pitcher. Really, really bad combo. Give me the Red Sox minus 1.5.
Yeah, I don't love this game, but I do like the over. I think that's worth a look. My total came out to 8.5. 8 seems kind of low. As good as Crochet has been, he will give up a few runs here and there. 2+ runs given up in 3 of his last 5 starts. Slate Ciccone is just I think we've praised him on this show, and then I think
he had
he's kind
one
of
good
regressed
stretch,
here.
but I always thought he was terrible.
I agree. He hasn't really had a good August either. 4 of his last 6 starts have ended in double digits. Boston is great at home. They're averaging a little over 5 runs per game on the road, at home, So with Crochet, Fade and Slade Ciccone here, 8 seems a tad low for these 2 pitchers. So I think Red Sox win big and probably a double-digit ending game.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I actually feel better about this game than you do. Because Cleveland is just a mess, which is not surprising when you factor in how little production they have offensively without Ramirez carrying the entire team. They're just not a good offense, and that's something we knew going into the year because the Guardians seem to always prioritize pitching, which is fine, but you at least need a couple of people that can hit. Just basic stuff, and they just don't have that. So I'll go with the Red Sox here in this one. Moving on to the next game, looking at the Marlins taking on the Nationals. Marlins beat the Mets in a series, then got shut out by the Nationals. So you can read into that how you want, but either way, they no-show the game today. For the matchup, you have Mazur against Cavalli. Now, for the actual pricing here, the Nationals are favored minus 115. Miami is minus 105. I see an even money, though, available on FanDuel. For the over-under, I see 9 in this game. Shout out to Edwards, by the way. I don't know if you caught what happened to Xavier Edwards today. Did you catch what happened?
No, what?
So he grounded out in the first inning, and he got ejected.
Nice!
So he had a nice vacation plan day for Labor Day.
What did he do?
He said, Labor Day, I'm not working, and he left. He complained about balls and strikes. So he ended up getting thrown out of the game. Shout out to underbettors on his props. Never in doubt there. You had to sweat it out for about 3 minutes because he was the leadoff hitter of the entire game. So, yeah, he ended up getting ejected. I'm assuming he's not going to be suspended. Whatever. He'll play in this game. But I thought that was pretty funny. A guy got ejected in the first, I'd say, batter of the game. But for this one, Cavalli has been quite bad after a good start to his, I'd say, season. Mazur's been bad in general. I know Mazur was really bad on the Padres, and he walked a ton of guys when he was on that team. So I actually don't mind the walks for Mazur in this one. 33 2/3 innings last year, 21 walks. A lot of guys might get on base. I know these teams aren't very good. I like the over, actually. I think Cavalli's better than Mazur, so maybe a Nationals first 5, but Miami was hitting the ball well before today. They're just really bad against the lefties. Cavalli, though, is not a lefty, so I like the over in this game. Give me a high-scoring chaos game between 2 bad teams.
Yeah, I would actually agree. Another total, 8.5 at minus 118. My total came out to 9.5. Kate Cavalli is so up and down. He's kind of hard to back at this point. The bullpen is terrible. I don't like Mazur either. I don't think he's good. Small sample size, but 2+ runs given up in both starts. Walks, you mentioned it, huge issue for him. And just look at his last few games for the Fish. 7 outside of today, 7-3 towards the over in their last 10. 4 of the last 5 have gone over as well. So yeah, chaotic game. Fade both of these pitchers. I don't care who wins. Hopefully the Nationals win. But yeah, give me the over 8.5.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you're looking at a simple spot of maybe the total being an overreaction, how low scoring the game was today. I don't trust either pitcher to do anything in this game. Cavalli's intriguing as a potential prospect because at least he can throw 100. So he might be a future bullpen guy. Like, I could see him having some type of role. I'm not sure Mazur is actually an MLB pitcher. No. And when you walk that many guys, you're going to have some serious problems. So we'll see what happens. But I think that, once again, it's an over for me in this one. But for the side, I guess I'm on the Nationals, but there's no chance I bet that. Yeah. Moving on to the next game, Mariners taking on the Rays. Now, for this one, you're looking at the Rays, who are 2 games under. They swept over the weekend because the Nationals are a fake baseball team. The Mariners, though, we know Woo is pitching, and Seattle's trying to catch up to Houston. Woo's been great, 12-7, 2.95 ERA. Rasmussen's been good too, though. 10-5, 2.64 ERA, went 6 innings in 4 straight starts. So I don't know exactly what the plan is when it comes to the innings limit for Rasmussen, because they limited his innings earlier in the year, and they decided once we're kind of out of the playoff race, go nuts. Just go 6 innings every time now. So I don't really know what the game plan is, but who knows. But you're looking at the money line. Seattle's minus 110. Tampa's minus 110, and the over-under is at 8 in this game. I feel like I'm a big totals guy here. First 5 under. I like Rasmussen. I like Woo. I think I'd go with Seattle if I had to pick a side, because I think that Woo will go more distance than Rasmussen. But I like both pitchers, and both offenses can be a bit streaky. We know that Raleigh's got 50-plus home runs. His batting average is also in the hundreds for the last month or so. I like the under in this game. So first 5 under, and give me Seattle.
Yeah, I don't mind Mariners here on the money line. My numbers made him a minus 120 favorite. Minus 110, I think, is a very good price. I know Woo is better at home, but he's been very good in the month of August, including a win over this Tampa Bay team. You mentioned the length. He always goes 5+ innings. Doesn't give up the long ball, and walks are low as well. Drew Rasmussen as well. He's been really good, but the Rays have lost 3 of his last 4 starts. I think I just came down to I trust the offense for Seattle on the road a little more than Tampa right now. They are averaging just under 5 runs per game on the road. So I think they'll be good. I like the first 5 under as well. Drew Rasmussen has been really good. So I think we see a low-scoring game, but I don't mind like a 3-1 win for Seattle. I think Seattle should win this game.
Yeah, I think I agree. But once again, I think it's a close game either way. It feels like a pretty standard Seattle game. Yes, I know the ballpark's friendly for hitters, but it feels like a 3-2 type game for me with these 2 pitchers going. Anyway, before we get into the remainder of the card for Tuesday, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is MyBookie.ag, using to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is great. If you want to try out their player props, check out the prop builder. They have a big motto, which we agree with on the network. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Kind of sums up the entire SGPN, doesn't it? But either way, point is, bet on anything, and you can also check out the platform deposit with crypto when you use it for depositing and for payouts. And a reminder, you can also use a promo code SGPN when you sign up for your new account for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. The G promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. They have a lot of great options for models for different sports. They have MLB, they have WNBA, golf, NFL, college football, you name it. Check out the models, though. Build your own. They also have a nice leaderboard, which will incentivize you to build a model because you have weekly prizes in cash just for tracking your bets on the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you can win $1,000. Also, check out the free trial that we have with Rhythm. Use the 7-day free trial link that we have. SportsGamblingPodcast.com Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card for Tuesday. Time to keep going with the next game. Moving on to the Angels taking on the Royals. Now, we saw that there was an injury to a pretty important player on the Angels as Neto rammed into it was Neto or Ward? I'm trying to remember. Who rammed their head into a wall?
I thought it was Neto.
I'm trying to think if it was Neto. Let me just... I thought it was Ward. Let me just check that out. I think it was Ward. Yeah, it was Ward. Who ended up actually Yeah, it was his forehead. Yeah, so he ended up smashing into the wall. It was Taylor Ward, and his face got busted open. So we'll see how long he's out for, but he might not play in this game. For the pitching, though, we don't know who's pitching for the Angels. And for the Royals, we have Lorenzen. We have no lines. We know the Royals will be favored in this game. But once again, no Ward in the lineup, and Ward's been one of their better hitters all season. Not saying much, but he has some power. I'll ask you, though, for this game, not having any lines, I'm not a Lorenzen guy, but Ward probably not playing. He might be on the IL because their season's over, and they immediately rushed out towels, and he probably needed stitching for the forehead. Any thoughts on this? Because I don't have lines, but I think it's Kansas City or pass.
Yeah, no lines. I thought it might be Jack Kowalewicz for the Angels.
Oh, he stinks, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I was just going to say maybe look towards an over.
Stinks, so I'm fine with that being a thing.
Yeah, it might be an over if it is. I made my total 9.7. I do think we might see some runs here. I'm not a Michael Lorenzen fan either, if I'm being honest. I don't really think he's that good.
I like him more as an outfielder.
Yeah, exactly. Royals are good at home. You want to fade Angels away from Anaheim, but yeah, I would look towards Kansas City, especially if Ward is going to be out for some time now. That offense is just going to hurt. It's not the best offense to begin with, especially on the road, and now they're losing one of their best players. Definitely want to fade them, and the over is profitable for LA on the road, 35-31 towards the over. So yeah, maybe look towards an over with these two bad pitchers, but that's about it. I probably won't bet the game though.
Yeah, we know in today's baseball that batting average went out the window, but I want to put you on the spot here. Do you know how many home runs and how many RBIs Ward has this season? Do you want to guess? Just in general, thinking of Taylor Ward, just try to guess what you think his actual numbers are.
Probably in the 20s, 24, 25 home runs.
Okay, and how many RBIs, if you had to guess?
79.
So that's the thing, though. Do you think Ward, 20 and 70, something like that?
What's he batting?
He's batting 228, but batting average went out the window. That's why I skip batting average, because nobody really cares about that anymore.
Okay.
Ward this season already has 30 home runs and 94 RBIs.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was off.
94 RBIs. He's a key piece to this offense, and you might not think it, but the batting average is awful, but the home runs and the RBIs are a lot higher than you'd think.
Oh, wow. Yeah, now I'm looking at it. 30 is tied for 10th, and 94 RBIs is top 10 as well.
There's anybody would have thought that Ward was top 10 in home runs and RBIs.
Wow. I did not expect that.
Yeah, correct. But the point is he's injured now. So that's a big piece for the Angels offense. So I'll go with Kansas City in this game.
Wow.
Moving on to the next game. Braves taking on the Cubs. The Braves were kicking their asses today as they were up, I think it was 6-2. For the game, though, you have Wentz against Imanaga. For the pricing, Cubs minus 180. The Braves are plus 150. For the over-under, I see 8 in this game. Now, Imanaga is objectively better than Wentz. I don't think Wentz is very good. However, you're looking at the Braves, who have actually been playing good baseball lately. Won the game yesterday, Sunday Night Baseball. They're up 6-4 right now in the 6th. We'll see if they choke or not. But Wentz has allowed less than 2 earned in 3 of his last 4. Imanaga, I think, is good. But you know what? 180 for a Cubs team that's been kind of struggling a bit lately. Not great against the Giants. Not great against the Braves today. They could turn around, but we'll see. I like plus 180. Give me the or 150. Give me the Braves plus 150. I think it's a great price.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I hate them, I think the Braves could be live here. I only made the Cubs a minus 145 favorite. Joey Wentz, he really hasn't been bad on the road. Only 2 runs given up in his last 18 innings. And I think the first 5 is a play as well. I do think he'll do a good job limiting the bats and keep the Braves in the game. As good as Imanaga has been, the Cubs just don't win his games. They've lost 5 of his last 7 starts. They're not really good against lefties either. Winds are blowing in. I think we're going to see a low-scoring game here. So I think the Braves could be live here. The value is definitely with Atlanta. So, yeah, I'll take Atlanta here on the road as well.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, White Sox taking on the Twins in the who cares matchup of the next few days. You have the White Sox, who are 38 games under 500, taking on the Twins, who are 13 games under 500. But they trade away the entire team. So you have Martin against Woods Richardson for this game. For the pricing in this one, I see the Twins at minus 145, give or take. I see the White Sox at around plus 122. For the over-under, I see 9.5 or 9. Now, you're looking at the pitchers here. Both pitchers have been okay, not amazing, but Woods Richardson's been bad lately. Last 3 starts, he has gone a total of 11 1/3, and he has given up 11 earned runs. Now, for Martin, on the other end, he's been okay this season, a 5-9, 4.03 ERA, but his last 2 starts, 8 2/3, 6 runs allowed. I think Martin might be better than Woods Richardson. Not really a guarantee there, but I think he might be better. Why are the Twins laying 145 against anybody? I know the White Sox are terrible, but I'll go with the dog in the tank bowl. Shout out to Terrell. Give me the White Sox money line at plus 122. I can't lay 145 with Minnesota, so give me the White Sox.
Yeah, nothing I love about this game.
I'm not betting this game, obviously, but
9.5
better than his opposing pitcher, because I think that Martin's actually okay.
Yeah, I don't mind Martin at all. I think he's kind of been up and down, but 5 of his last 6 road starts, they've all been very low-scoring game, and he's kind of kept the White Sox in the game. So my total came out to 8.4. I don't mind under 9.5 here if you want to have something in the game if you're that big of a degenerate. But, he'll give up a few runs, but nothing crazy. And Minnesota isn't really a good hitting team to begin with. And White Sox an under machine on the road, 38 and 25 towards the under. So, White Sox on the other end, offensively, they haven't scored more than 3 runs. They've only scored more than 3 runs one time this past week. So, yeah, 9.5 seems kind of high. My total came out to 8.4. So, and I agree. I think Davis Martin is just as good as Simeon Woods Richardson.
Yeah, I agree, but I like the under with you. Moving on to the next game, you have the A's taking on the Cardinals. You have Severino, who I'm sure most people forgot about, against Mikolas for this one. You have the Cardinals at minus 115. You have Severino and the A's at minus 105. For the over-under in this one, I see around 8.5. So for Severino, said I haven't seen him in a while. He has not actually pitched since the 5th of August, so it has been a while. But we know he's complained about the home ballpark this season. On the road, been good. A 3.17 ERA. Now you're looking at Mikolas this season, who we know has been a meme on the show for a while, and the fact is he has been once again bad this season. 6-10 with a 5.04 ERA, but he was good last start against the Pirates, 5 innings, 1 run. Now before that, he wasn't very good. For this game, though, you know what? Give me the even money here with the A's. I think Severino might not go much distance, but he's been good on the road, and I think he's better than Mikolas. A very, very low bar, but we take those. Give me the A's at plus 100.
Yeah, give me the dog. I agree. I know the A's just got swept by the Rangers, but I don't mind them in this spot. Severino's really a guy you want to back on the road, not at home. 5-2 straight up on the road, 3.17 ERA. Batter's only hitting 2.14 off him. I know he had, like you mentioned, hasn't pitched in a month or so, but before that, he was doing well, and the A's were winning most of his starts on the road. So I agree. I'm just not a fan of Mikolas. I think I'm biased in this spot. I just don't think he's good at all. So anytime I get to fade him, I will. I think the A's have the better pitcher, and I think offensively they're better as well. So, yeah, give me the dog here. I think the wrong team is favored.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, you have the Yankees taking on the Astros, and probably the series of the next few days. An important series for the Yankees because Toronto keeps struggling. The Yankees had a cupcake schedule, and they took care of most of it. Did lose the game on Sunday. Now it ramps up. And the Yankees have been really bad against good teams all year, so we'll see if they can rise to the actual occasion. And Houston, we know historically, is not a fun ballpark for the Yankees to go to. So we'll see what happens. But you have Fried against Valdez for this one. For the pricing, Yankees are favored, minus 115. You have the Astros, who are around plus 105 or even money. For the over-under, I see 7.5. Now, Fried had been really bad for a month or so. And last start, he was great. Last 2 starts, actually. 13 innings, 1 run allowed. So he's been very good recently. Nice to see. Valdez, though, has also been struggling a bit lately, but he was very good last start against the Rockies. 7 innings, no runs. It's the Rockies. Does it count? I don't know, but he was very good last start. Previous couple starts, though, he had been a mess. 7 earned, 3 earned, 4 earned, 5 earned. So both pitchers kind of similar, I'd say, scripts recently. I'll ask you for this game, because Houston, I think, is less talented than the Yankees, but we know the Yankees struggle in this ballpark. So I'll ask you, what do you like?
Yeah, I don't mind another total here. I agree. I feel like I'm taking a lot of totals in this one.
So
but
I felt the same way, too, during the show.
Yeah, over 7.5. I mean, my total came out to 8.8. I know I was on the show maybe 2 weeks ago talking about how bad Max Fried has been, but I'll give him credit. He's been better the past 2 starts, but prior to that, he didn't look good against Houston earlier in the month. And Houston is really good against left-handed pitching. That game also went over the total. His last 6 road starts for the Yankees have gone over 7.5. I just think 7.5 is too low in my opinion. I know Framber Valdez is a guy you want to back at home, but he just got smoked by this Yankees club earlier as well. So honestly, the month of August really didn't look good for Framber Valdez. So I think the number is too low with these 2 pitchers, 2 good offenses as well. I think we see a high-scoring game, honestly. So over 7.5, I love that play.
Yeah, I don't mind it. The Valdez start against the Yankees was kind of weird because Valdez had a really, really bad first inning, and then he kind of settled in after that, but the first inning was so bad it completely warped all the numbers that he actually had. He walked 4 guys. That's very rare for Valdez, but it has actually happened twice in his last 4 starts. I think he'll bounce back here. I think that it will be a close game either way, so I'm kind of on the fence, but I think I will go with Houston, but I don't feel great about it either way. It might be a game as a fan I'll be sweating bullets throughout, but I'm probably not going to bet on it if I had to go for a side. I just don't feel great about it.
What do you think about the over?
The over, I can understand. It depends which Fried and Valdez you expect to get. I think Valdez bounces back against the Yankees, so I think I'm more considering the under. But once again, I have no real opinion for betting purposes on this game. Maybe a prop if I want to fade Volpe and he's in the lineup, I'll fade him blindly. But besides that, I don't see much else I'm really interested in for this game. Right. Moving on to the next game, Giants taking on the Rockies. They're playing right now. Giants are up 8-2 because, of course, they are. The Rockies stink. You have Webb against Freeland. For this one, Giants minus 215. Rockies are plus 180. For the over-under in this one, I see it at around 10 in this game. And for the run line for the Giants, it's going to be a pretty decent number. Giants minus 1.5 is available at around minus 130 in this game. I actually see a 125, so minus 125 there for the run line for the Giants. Plus 1.5, I see plus 115 for the Rockies. So we know that Webb, year in, year out, is much better at home than on the road, but he's still been very good this season, 12-9, 3.16 ERA. He has been pretty good the last couple of starts, the last 3 starts, 4 earned allowed, so once again, he's been fine. I'll ask you, though, for this one, we know Freeland's been a fade on this show constantly. He's 3-13. He has not been great recently. The last 3 starts, he has gone 15 innings and 10 earned runs. So what do you like? Because I think I'm on the Giants minus 1.5 again.
Yeah, it's either Giants run line or pass for me. But, you mentioned Webb. Obviously, at home, you want to back him. He's been so good. But even on the road, you mentioned it, past month, past 3, 4, 5 starts, he's been really good. Do I even have to say anything about Kyle Freeland at this point? He's terrible.
You can say he stinks. That's all you need to say.
He stinks. And I know offensively they're not, top 5, top 10, or even probably even top 15-ish San Francisco, but they have been better as of late against the Cubs, surprisingly, and even Baltimore. They've scored double-digit runs in 3 of the last 5 games. So offensively, we have seen an uptick from this San Francisco team. So I think they're gonna kill Kyle Freeland. So yeah, it's run line at minus 125. I was expecting to pay a minus 140, minus 145, but minus 125 I think is playable for a run line. I don't like to lay juice on run line plays, but against the Rockies, White Sox, there are teams that you're gonna have to do that. So
Nationals too.
Yeah, I was gonna say them too, but yeah, I don't mind. It's either Giants run line or pass for me.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to the next game, Orioles taking on the Padres. I believe this is the second to last game on the card. You have Wells going up against Darvish. So San Diego is minus 175. You see the Orioles around plus 145, and the over-under is around 8.5. Now, for this one, Wells hasn't pitched all season. He's on the 6-day IL. Now, last year he was quite bad. 0-2, 5.87 ERA. As a Yankees fan, I've seen him before. I'll put it this way, I'm not very impressed. I'll put it that way. Now, for the actual matchup in itself, Darvish has been, how would you describe Darvish's season so far? Because he's had a couple of really, really nice starts, and is a 2.95 ERA on the road, at home, I mean. But for the most part, it's been underwhelming because he's a 5.66 ERA. So I guess he's been underwhelming, but only on the road, and he's actually been good at home. So is that a fair description of his season so far?
Yeah, the word I was going to use was roller coaster.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah. So
I can get behind that. But for this one, I don't trust Wells at all. Yep. But do I trust Darvish that much? Not really. Now, I will point out he's barely pitched at home recently. He had one great start against the Dodgers at home on the 22nd. That was the last time he's pitched at home before 7 innings, no runs against the Mets. So most of the bad starts recently have been on the road, as I talked about before. I think I have to back Darvish here because Wells was bad and he hasn't pitched all season. So I guess I'm on San Diego, maybe first 5 team total. I'll ignore Darvish. I'll fade Wells, but I think it's a bad spot for Wells. Give me Darvish in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I want to take the under 8.5, but I worry about you, Darvish. I worry about Tyler Wells. He has been better at home, but like you mentioned, super inconsistent, super streaky as well. To be honest, I really haven't liked what I've seen out of Tyler Wells. Small sample size, but still, that's another guy I really don't want to back. Padres should win this game, but instead of the first 5 team total, I probably would take the Padres first 5 minus a half a run, fade Tyler Wells and fade this Oriole team on the road, who you don't really want to back them on the road. And Padres are a good team at home. So yeah, I'll probably take Padres first 5. That's probably how I would play this game.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of, once again, not really feeling this game that much, but I trust Darvish more than Wells. Darvish, another guy who when I watch him pitch isn't very good. When I don't watch him pitch,
that's a great call. He is one of those
Darvish
guys.
has been that way for me my entire life. And the one playoff game, which you remember very well because he shut you down in that closeout game. Guess who didn't watch that game?
You.
Me. I didn't watch it. You should have. I should have. I think he gave up one hit. I think he gave up like one hit in the entire game, and I just didn't watch it. So there you go. But either way, a point is Darvish is another guy on the list. Let us know in the comment section. One guy that you have consistently watched and they've been really bad, but as soon as you don't watch them, they're incredible. Name one guy in any sport. So something to keep in mind there. Anyway, last game. We have no lines. So spoiler, it's going to be an underwhelming finale to the show. You have the Rangers against the Diamondbacks. Rangers, don't look now, are fighting for a wildcard spot again. This team is just an absolute, speaking of roller coasters.
They do the same Rangers, thing every other month.
It's absolute nonsense, but they might actually pull this off. They're 4 games over 500. We don't know who's pitching, and they're against Chrismet, who's 2-0, 1.84 ERA. Mm-hmm. Arizona, 2 games under 500, but you're looking at Chrismet, who did not pitch well against the Brewers last start. It was on the road. 5 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, though. So that's why the stat line's better than it actually was for the ERA. I don't know what the line's going to be, but I'm not going to fade a freight train. If Bochy wants to do random September, October nonsense again, I'll back it. Give me the Rangers.
Yeah, I don't mind the Rangers here on the road. I thought it might be Jacob Latz. It might be a kind of a bullpen day for the Rangers, but I mean, talk about roller coasters. I know I said that the last maybe 2 games ago, but man, they do this shit every other month. They're good for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then they stink. They always do this, but they're playing really good baseball offensively. Pitching has been really good. Bullpen has always been good. Yeah, they're fighting. They have more to play for than Arizona, but Arizona's been playing well too. You know, they're only 3 games back as well. They're good at home. I probably would do a high-scoring game here. I think Jacob Latz isn't really good, but I would take the Rangers here, but maybe a high-scoring game as well.
Yeah. That's going to wrap it up, though, for the actual card. Time to move on into the lock and dog plays. For that, the reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. They're Best of Mania happening all summer long. 15 prizes, 2 in first place, no waiver wire, no trades. Also use Underdog for pick-em entries. We have to 5 times your entry. New deal, though, for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 in bonus funds. Use promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, new sponsor. They are America's #1 sports prediction market, and since Novig is an exchange, you'll get great prices in general compared to sportsbooks. It's available in 35-plus states. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you do spend $5. And use the promo code SGPN. To get on the action with Novig, use the promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through all the games for the Tuesday card time. We're on into the lock and dog picks. Dylan, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your lock and dog for the show?
Yeah, I'm going to take the over 7.5. I'm just going to trust my numbers and trust that, Framber Valdez, I know you said he might bounce back. I'm going to bank on your team and say they get to him again, just for a few runs. Maybe, hey, you always say, you or Mal or maybe Lante, 4-4 we get there. It's just
I always say that.
Yeah. So I expect some runs here with Max Fried and Valdez. 2 good offenses, 2 underwhelming recently pitchers. So yeah, I'll take the over here 7.5 for the Yankees. Astros as my dog. I don't want to take the A's. Give me the Braves. I think the value is with Atlanta here on the road. I know Imanaga is good, but for some reason the Cubs just don't win a lot of his recent starts. 5 of their last 7 games they have lost. And Joey Wentz, give him credit where it's due. He's actually been pretty good on the road. So, yeah, I think the Braves could be live here. I'll take the value here with Atlanta on the road.
Yeah, so for my lock, I am going to go with the Red Sox. I'll take the -1.5. I'll fade the Guardians, who've been really bad. You're looking at the Red Sox, who looked pretty good today. They ended up winning the game 6-4, so a nice start to the series there. But you're looking at Ciccone, who's been quite bad. Crochet might win the Cy Young. He might not, but he's been elite, and the Guardians can't hit. So give me the Red Sox -1.5 as my lock. That's available at around, I believe that was -110. Let me just confirm. I see -111. So that's going to be my lock for the show. For my dog, let's get really degen with it. Give me the White Sox on the money line price here at a +125, actually, which I see. Number's too big. You're looking at Woods Richardson, who's been really bad recently. White Sox did win the finale against the Yankees. Went to extras the day before that, so they were competitive in that series. Just didn't work out. Martin has not been very good either, but I think he's arguably better than the starting pitcher from Minnesota, and these teams both stink. 125, though, in a complete toilet bowl, I think is appealing. Give me the White Sox +125 as my dog for this one. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the show. Dylan, anything else you want to add before we officially end the show?
No, good luck to all your bets. I've been fucking ice cold in the MLB. I'll tell you that. It was a good week 1 for college football, but, as football and college football starts up, I've been dialing it back down. I probably only bet like 2 games in the diamond every day, so just tread lightly if you're going to back me or fade me. You've been very profitable then.
Yeah, the truth is the show enables me to bet on baseball more because I'm breaking down every game.
Same.
But since I was in Pennsylvania at Parks and I was not doing the shows, I kind of took a back seat. The college football, WNBA, stuff like that. So now I'm back doing the show, so I'm sure I'll bet on baseball again. So 2-0 today on the prop show, so I can't complain.
Do you have what's your mega whale pick for your dub club? And
unfortunately, it was the Taiwan Walker over hits allowed because I gave out that as my best bet for the prop show. It already happened, so you missed my 17. You missed my 17 unit whale max, which unfortunately.
How much do you charge, Scott?
Not enough for winners like that. Not enough. But the point is, it's deal of a lifetime. But either way, that was my favorite play of the day, which was my prop show lock, and that got there. So can't complain. But once again, if you want a nice discount on my fake dub club, hit me up. I'll give you a fake discount code. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Until next time, you can find me on Twitter, Rachel Radio. Find him on Twitter at Rocket2Ks24. Doing WNBA later with Terrell and the U.S. Open later for tennis. So check that out as well. Until next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.